saying congratulations on the album. I've had a chance to sit down and take a listen to it, and it's absolutely amazing. So congratulations.
Oh wow, thanks a lot. Yeah, it was a journey to pick that one together. It was.
So tell us a little bit about how this album has come together, because this, of course, is the first of a trilogy. So how did this all come together in the first place? What sparked that idea to start off with a trilogy?
Well, I had just released an album in 2019, the Doomsday Clock album. It was maybe March or something, 2019. And then I did like 3 shows, and then the pandemic hit. So it didn't took long until I was restless again. So I started writing, of course. And we didn't. I mean, back then we didn't know how long the pandemic would be. So I started writing, and time went along, and suddenly I had like 17 songs or something like that. And then, but because of the pandemic, that was kept going, you know. I almost had the first album, ready in a few months, maybe, or something like that.
Now, I'm noticing a little bit of a theme here. The last album was called Doomsday Clock. This album is all the tracks are about the end of the world. What was it that made you choose that theme to explore?
Well, I like watching movies and stuff, you know, like that. And it's my inspiration for lyrics often comes from movies. And you have like the what is called high-tech system collapse is like a futuristic, like a Terminator style lyrics, you know. Yeah. And you have the Apophis Rise. It's based on old Egyptian theories on how the world would end. So I kind of picked different scenarios that I thought would fit the style of the theme, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't have a fascination about how it will end or something like that. It's just it's a cool concept, I guess, and it has always fascinated human beings through the ages of time, you know.
Yeah. Now you're talking to someone here whose other show is a film show. I'm a huge film nerd, so tell us a little bit about some of the films that you've watched that have inspired your music. You talked about Terminator, but has there been other films that have also inspired your music as well?
Not particularly like that, but when I watch a movie, I get some ideas, and it can be in any movie, you know, and I just start writing on my phone a few lyric ideas, you know, and that's the way it goes. I don't pick a specific movie to write about or get the inspiration. It just comes in bits and pieces, you know, over time.
Yeah. Would you ever want to write a song for a film soundtrack? I know that one of your tracks has been used in a video game. Would you ever consider actually doing a movie soundtrack or anything like that?
I don't know. I never thought about it. I mean, so far I only write music because I love doing it, not to make money or be something like that, you know. I just write what comes out of my heart, and it's the way it goes.
Yeah.
So, but I wouldn't say no if an offer come up, you know. I would probably take it as a challenge and try to do something. Yeah, I would. It's not my aim.
Yeah. You mentioned before about jumping into this album because of the pandemic. Did that change how you went about recording the album or anything like that?
Yeah, this is the first album I did not track the drums in a real studio. Usually I track the drums in Eric Martinson's studio from Eclipse. But this time I chose to, because I had lots of more time, I chose to record it all myself in the rehearsals and here in my studio where I am now in Stockholm. And I wanted to try out it was our second time maybe tracking drums from the start by myself, you know. So that was it was a challenge at first, but I thought in the end it sounded just okay. It sounds okay. It sounds good. It sounds good.
It sounds amazing, definitely. So, what was that time? What was that time like for you? Not being able to get out and do shows, and not being able to go out and do festivals. Because I know we've had a few musicians on our show that it said it changed their life. It changed how they mentally felt every day. How did that make you feel, not being able to get out there and do shows?
It actually felt good for me. It felt, I mean, there was no stress. I didn't have to. Usually, when I get into that writing mode, and you have to break it to go out rehearsing or do a few shows or something like that. I hate that. It kind of bursts the creative bubble, you know. But this time I could take my time. I just did what I wanted to the songs and tweaked them over time. It was actually quite nice not to be stressful at all with the recordings and writing. So for me it was okay. But of course when you're done with the album, you just want to go out and play the new songs, you know. But that was like maybe 6 months into the pandemic when I had almost everything done for the first album. So then I started working on the second album as well in the trilogy. So I actually have music recorded and done for the two next albums as well. So it's only vocals and guitar solos left to do on those. So I kept myself busy, and I didn't think so much about getting out on the road, you know.
Yeah.
But now I'm now I want to get out on the road. So, but sadly, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, has everything opened back up now? Are you able to get out and do shows after the release of this album?
Now's the problem that almost everything is booked by other bands that has been booked since 2019, you know.
Yep.
So, but well, as I said, I got a few things left to do on the other album, so I don't feel stressed about coming out right now. I got a festival this summer, and we got a small support tour coming up. Maybe it's in the works right now. We'll see how it goes. But it's okay. I work as a guitar tech for Eclipse as well, so I got out on the road anyway.
Yeah. Now, one of the other things that really stood out on this album as well, of course, is having Dave Hill involved with Information Overload. How did that come about, and how did you know that Dave was the right person for that track?
Yeah, that's quite an amazing thing to have. I mean, I'm an old guy, so Demon was a favorite band of mine in the early 80s. But it was right before the pandemic, the summer of 2019. I played a festival here in Sweden, and Demon played there as well. And I was backstage eating food with the guys, the live musicians in the band then. And they like, hey, that's Dave Hill, right? And I was just, well, yeah. You love Demon. Berget, Johnny, you love them. So go talk to him. And I was just, I'm quite shy when it comes to meeting my idols.
Yep.
So, but anyway, I gathered some courage and walked up. And I walked up. He was just about to tap up a beer, and I don't drink, so I faked tapping up a beer. Yeah. So and I got close to him and I said, "Hi, you're Dave Hill, right?" Yeah, that's right, man. And he was really nice and started talking right away. He just opened up, and I stood there fake sipping my beer. And he had like 2 or 3 beers while I was sipping on one, fake sipping. Anyway, he told a lot of stories I asked him about the new wave of British metal movement and how they came into the progressive stuff and like that. And he told me all about it, and we kind of clicked. It was real fun. We stood and talked about an hour, and it was really nice. Anyway, later when I started writing, I had this idea that I should have one guest vocalist on each album in this trilogy. And then my record label suggested, how about Dave Hill from Demon? And I just, well, is that a possibility? I mean, they're kind of legends, And what would it cost in that case? But she said, like, well, they're really nice guys, and the manager is a great guy as well. So let me check. So she mailed the manager, and they just send the track and let us hear. And I sent the track, and he loved it. He said right yes straight away. So, and from there on, it was what do you say? It was a go.
Yeah, that's absolutely amazing. It's fantastic. Now I know we are running out of time very, very quickly, so I guess to finish off, what would you like to say to people out there before they sit down and take a listen to the album for the first time?
I would say that this might come as a surprise for you, because I don't think many people have heard Man Machine Industry, but it's actually quite good, if I might say so myself. I think if people give the album a chance, they will probably like it, and they might have found another great band to listen to, because I've been at it a while, and I think these 2 latest albums are learned to write songs the way they should be, if you say it like that. So I hope people will like it. I think they will, actually.